CBG News, CBG News. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Hi, everyone. Hey, Donna. Thank you. If you're not able to make it, that's fine. I want to do some commentary on tonight, guys. And y'all, I definitely have to tell you guys what I am going to do next after this because it's a story that is old, but I want to cover it because the story is very, I could say, toxic. It is very toxic. But make sure you guys hit the like button as you come in. If you want to share me out, share me out. If you're new to the platform, welcome. We welcome you here. Um, I just want to wait a few minutes for some people to enter in, and then we're going to get into this. Hopefully everybody had a good day. I'm sorry I wasn't able to go live on yesterday, y'all. We are preparing. I'm preparing to get my children ready for school, and so I had to get my daughter's hair braided yesterday. So I will be releasing the video to my members only. They will be the ones that have. Hey Liz, hey Reese. They will be the ones that see what I've been, what my daughter looked like on. Well, everybody know what she looked like, but what her hair looked like behind the scene. Hey T Harris, how you doing? So welcome in everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming in. So if you want to be a member and you want to see what my kids look like for back to school and all that, what I do in my personal life, this just goes to my members only. So that's what they're getting. So thank you guys so much for coming in. If you have not thumbs me up, please just give me a thumb up. It don't cost you nothing but a few seconds of your life. Just hit that like button, please. You know, she is. My baby is 6. My little girl is 6 years old. She's in the first grade. My son is in the is my son is 7 and he's in the second grade. So we got dance, we got football. So I'm trying to get y'all in. Y'all may have to give me about 8:30, 9 o'clock. When I have took them a bath, I have mommy duties. You know, I'm a single mom of 2 kids. So, you know, I do what I have to do first, then I come to y'all, you know. So y'all may not give me a lot, but she is her birthday was just in the other day. You'll get to see she's a beautiful, smart little girl. So for sure. She is something else. She thinks she's the mama more than me. I'd have to put her in the place a lot. Who's the mama? Me, not you. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for watching. I know y'all like Monica get to it. So tonight, guys, unlike yesterday, Molly Golightly. If you guys don't know, Molly Golightly, she is really she's covering the Marvon Jackson situation, and she is supporting them and getting donations for Miss Letitia. Hey TT. Hey TT. She's getting donations for Miss Letitia and Marvon's parents. Now, let me just say this, like I said previously. If you want to give, please give out the kindness of your heart without any expectation. That means that you shouldn't want to control someone's how they spend the money. If they spend the money for lodging and to travel, then they're using it for the purpose of benefiting themselves going to see Vaughn, Miss Letitia, or uh, Mrs. Dirt and Mrs. Jackson. But hey Angie, how you doing? And so if you want to give out the kindness of your heart. I know it's this lady that's talking against the family, probably just going to the other side. But that's fine, y'all. Don't give her no attention. I know everybody want to cuss out like I did, but don't give her no attention because she doesn't. We know that in her heart, she's not. She didn't even start speaking on this story with a kind heart or with the expectation of. She had an expectation when she gave her money. When I gave my money, I don't have no expectation. Me myself, I give the money and I don't think about it no more. And that's how you do when you give donations. You don't think about it. You gave out the kindness of your heart. So if you're gonna give to Miss Letitia, please give to Miss Letitia and Mrs. Jackson. Usually, when I play Justin or Molly's live, their Cash App information is always showing the Miss Letitia or Mr. and Mrs. Jackson. So they're going to be on the screen in just a moment. If you guys want to give. And that's between you. Whatever they do with it is between them and God. They ain't got where you came from when you gave. That's what matters. We're doing good, getting ready for school. So if you guys haven't yet, once again, I do want to say hit the like button. Thank you, Reese Cup. I'm going to do some commentary on this because Marvon's father spoke about his encounter and what all the other things that happened while he was at the hospital and all of that. So we're going to get into that and see what it is all about. And I was listening to it on yesterday, guys, while I was working, but I really didn't get to listen to the gist of everything because I was working and trying to listen all at the same time. But so we're really listening to this together, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys once again, and if you're new here, thank you. Amen, Miss Sandy. I feel the same way. One thing about me, this and then I'm gonna get to it. One thing about me as an individual person, if you give to me and you want to know the play-by-play of how I spend it and how I do this and how I do that, that's even if I'm dealing with a man. You can keep your money, and I'll figure it out on my own. I'm one of those people. If you do me like that and you try to control what I'm trying, you better spend it this way, then keep your money. And I'm glad that Miss Letitia gave that person and whoever else back their money. And if she blocks some of y'all because y'all want to act stupid, then oh well. Anyway, let's get into this, guys. Hopefully, I do want to let you guys know I do not own the rights to this. It is, but this is done. This live is Molly Go Lightly. If you guys have not subscribed to Molly, make sure you go subscribe. Here is the link to her video because I do want to give credit where credit is due. So that is Molly, the link to this video, y'all, and then you can subscribe from here if you want to subscribe to Molly Go Lightly. Yeah. Let me just put it up. I know she wouldn't mind at all, but I just like to cover myself. So let's just listen in, guys. Let me see how we're gonna start this off. Let me see.
Okay. All right, just here we go. Oh, it's a FaceTime. Ooh.
We need to shut that door down.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm fine.
Are you? You doing better?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I see you got a haircut.
No, you got a haircut. It just won't grow right now.
Well, say hello. There's 1,800 people.
You're welcome. Hey, Donna.
Thank y'all for y'all support.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is, I don't know how to. All right. How about this? Do you want to look at the chat, or do you want me to? All right. So, any questions? So I wanted to ask you, sir. When you first got to the VA hospital,
ma'am. I'm listening.
All right. So when you first got to the VA hospital and you were denied access to your son, how exactly did that make you feel at that moment? Like, were you?
I was really mad, but it wasn't nothing gonna stop me from seeing him though. Especially after I came all that way, it wasn't nothing gonna stop me from seeing him. I was gonna end up calling the police and wait there until they get there and explain to the. I was gonna call the news people from there though, if that was the case though.
Oh wow!
I already had that made up in my mind. I was gonna call the news people and I was gonna call the police.
I would have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't like.
Hold
I
on,
guess
y'all.
that
Hold on.
I guess something that we all want to know
Please
is
pause. So, do y'all? Before I continue, y'all do remember when I played the video of Andrea? She was saying, oh, "Y'all can't be here," and then she was trying to make this big thing about, that this is not supposed to be hospital policy. She can control everything. So I'm glad the father made it up in his mind that he was going to see his son no matter what. Even he had to call the news station, call the police, call the FBI. Hey, call your mama. Cause he gonna see his son. And ain't nothing wrong with that child. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He said he gonna see his son and you ain't gonna stop him, Andrea. Let me continue on, y'all. But to me, that's a father that was on a mission. If that man made a decision that he was gonna see his son, he made that decision that he was gonna see his son. And even if that means doing what he necessarily had to do. If somebody drove from Georgia to Arizona and spent all their money, you think they gonna come? You think they finna turn around because you said that you don't want them to see Marvon because you're hiding something? Child, please. Let's listen in further.
how does it feel to have a son who's, so in such critical condition and being denied the privilege to see?
That's one of the worst feelings it is. That's like one of the worst feelings that a parent can have. And that's my oldest son. It don't matter if he's my oldest or my youngest. That's one of the worst feelings that a parent can have. And then being denied by someone that's supposed to love my son, I don't understand it.
Wow.
It just wasn't no understanding. But I still kept my cool and I just been patient and it paid off because when they came back, they let me see him anyway. But they just couldn't give me no information about how he was doing or is he doing any better or not. They couldn't give me no information because of a family thing.
How does that make you feel that you can't get any information on your son's condition?
Oh, it's still making me feel bad right now because of the simple fact I don't really know how he's doing right now, and I cannot call to the hospital because they wouldn't release no information to me. Still gotta have a family pass, so I'm still in the blind right now.
I hate to ask a very personal question, but why do you think that this young lady who was married to your son, you're the grandfather, why do you think she doesn't want anyone to know how he's doing?
Because I think she's trying to cover something, trying to hide something.
You think she's hiding something?
And whatever. I think she's hiding something, don't want us to know about and then by her spitting on her hands and rubbing it on his face, talking about this a message inside her saliva and all that there. It's just something crazy. It's just something going on, and by the doctor not wanting to give me no questions about what was in his blood when they took his blood, what was in it, and it just. And because she got me a block pass from that, so they couldn't give me no information on that neither. So she is hiding something from us that she don't want us to know about.
She's hiding
definitely not normal behavior.
She's hiding something.
Hey, Marissa, someone.
So as we see, the father has an assumption and knows that she is hiding something. Like I said, spitting on your hand and putting the saliva on someone's face and spitting on someone is the most degrading thing you could do to somebody. And we don't know where your breath is. We don't, and she might have halitosis. Her breath may stink. We don't know you can have good hygiene, and and I don't mean to understand me, but I would not want anybody's saliva on me trying to heal me. Do y'all remember that pastor that it was a couple months ago? Somebody, listen, y'all. I guess she watched that video. Y'all remember that video of this pastor? I forgot. He went viral. And he had spit in his hand and used his spit to put it to make somebody like see. And the spit was coming and dripping down this man's face. It was the nastiest crap I have ever seen done. I would never allow someone to put spit on me. And I think that was sick of her. She got a problem. She got a problem. She got a problem. She got a problem. She got a problem, y'all. She has a problem.
Want to ask in the chat, and I don't know if you would want to answer this, but I think the person is an EMT. They are asking about if he knows around about where the marks on the neck was, because I think they're saying, like, as an EMT, they know where they should be for it to make sense for what they said happened. So did he see those marks?
Can he point at where it was on the neck?
EMT see it?
Where when you were at the hospital, was his was it around his neck down here by the trachea?
It was around his neck, like the same way you would wear a necklace. That's how it was, except it wasn't in the back. It just was like from one side of his neck all the way around to the other side, and it's like it was just healing, like the new skin was trying to grow back.
That's interesting because I watched online that it would be up here.
It would be way up there, yeah.
Whoa. So you're saying that it wasn't a V like this?
It wasn't up next near the chin, like right under the chin area.
Because usually when you hang yourself,
it was
it's
under
going to be right here.
Like under the throat, all the way around to one side, all the way to the other side.
Okay, can you point where it was, like on your neck?
Can you point to your neck where you saw it, where his injuries are?
From right here, all the way around.
Can you see where it is?
Okay, so he went
That's
like this,
low.
from here all the way down to here.
Yeah, that's kind of
That's
low.
not consistent. Yeah.
Okay, because we've been doing some investigating and speaking to some medical professionals, doctors, and EMTs that come on here, medical former Marines, and people that a lot of people in the medical field do follow my channel, and they explain to us what it's supposed to look like. So
Yes, ma'am.
that's very interesting. Did you notice anything about his feet?
I didn't really know nothing about his feet because I looked at his feet and I rubbed them, but I didn't really notice anything about his feet because they wash them. So
Yeah.
I don't know. They give him a little sponge bath, so they
Yeah.
probably could have washed them. I don't know. So I didn't really notice too much about his feet. I just asked him to be moving his toes and all for me if he could hear me. Sometimes he'll like move it a little bit. And I used to ask him, is he breathing on his own? They said he was breathing slightly on his own because he'll take like a deep breath and then he'll let it out. So they say it could be voluntary or involuntary. That means the machine could have been doing it or he could have been doing it on his own. But they said the machine was doing most of his breathing for him.
Really?
Wow.
So since then, they've taken it off. They've taken him off of the ventilator, ventilator,
Yes.
and they've taken the trachea out. So Marvon can just breathe
on his own. That's a blessing, and I was so thankful to hear that. Yes, that was a blessing.
Wow.
Hold on.
I'm so glad. I'm so grateful that you came on.
I know y'all want this to play, but I got to do commentary. So, okay. So let's talk about this, what we just heard. So Marvon's father is saying, like, I'm gonna put them back on the screen. Hold on. Marvon's father is saying it's not right here. It's right here. So allegedly, this is my little brain working. So if someone is using a rope, this is my charge. This is my charge. So if you're gonna choke yourself, it's gonna be right here. Please don't, YouTube, please don't. Please. I'm just trying to figure it out. Am I right, y'all? Am I right? You're gonna do this right here. So if somebody is choking you and she's shorter than him, he's right here. So he said, yeah. So, hey, he may have passed out and she wrapped a rope around his neck. I'm thinking so. Or Reese Cup. Y'all, I'm not trying to be too volatile, but because we're gonna get back into it. Or they had a bad misunderstanding, because she said that they were arguing. They was having a very bad argument. Maybe Vaughn got really, 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 really tired and was ready to walk away from the marriage, and she didn't want to allow that. So maybe he was in the shed getting away from her, or sleeping in the shed. Like, we just only know what she said. This is my assumption. But my question is, if it's around here, it couldn't possibly, because when I'm thinking about how people's necks are hanging, it's gonna be about right here. So then it was like right here. So maybe she did something to him. I'm sorry. I just got to say it. I feel in my spirit that she was the one that staged this or whatever, but she had a lot to do with this rope. She had a lot to do with that rope.
Explain what you saw.
Because what about his arm? Ask about the arm, Marissa.
Oh yeah. So in the police report, they say something about abrasions on his left arm, that they look like.
He had something like some scratch marks or something like that on his arm.
And she had nails missing.
His fingers and all. He had some scratch marks on his arm.
Scratches.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm telling y'all, they got into a physical altercation.
Did it look like it could have been a knife wound?
Not that I could have tell, because when we got down there, it could have healed a little bit, because it was like he was in the hospital like 3 weeks before.
Yeah.
Before his wife put it on Instagram or social media, he was in there already 3 weeks before.
Did you notice any marks on his hands? Maybe like on his hands.
Yes, I noticed some scratch marks on his hands.
Okay. As a mother, your father, I want to say, when I watched the clip of Dre coming out of the room and seeing you for the first time,
it was terrible,
and saying, "No, they can't go in. Yeah, we need to call security." And I heard desperation in your voice, you know, saying I traveled all this way to see my son. Like that really, I felt so bad for you because as a mother, if that happened to my son and I had to find out on social media, no less, nobody even called to tell me what was going on. And then I went to try to see my child and I was basically told, no, you can't see my child, and call security. I don't even know how I would have handled myself. You know, I think they probably would have had to drag me out of there. So I actually commend you that you didn't get irate or anything, that you were able to keep your cool. You know, people can paint a picture of whatever they want to say about you, but that told me right there what type of person that you were, because you didn't lose your cool. You didn't start saying mean things to her. You just had desperation in your voice to see your son. And
Yes.
I really felt that. And I'm glad you've been able to see him since. And hopefully, I hope you continue to get to see him.
Very good point, Al. Very good point.
When he do make a full recovery, I hope he just come down here. I guess me and his mother probably will get him to come down here so he can have somebody to look after him, so he won't have to be all the way up there alone by himself no more.
Aww.
Yeah.
You guys are willing to care for him?
Oh yes, ma'am, definitely.
Aww. It's gonna be rough.
It don't matter.
I know.
I know how it'll be, but I work through it. God will make a way.
Yes,
God will make a way. Yes, we believe that. You got a lot of prayers.
Has Mr. Jackson?
Yes, no,
has Mr. Jackson talked with the police?
It's showing up helped a whole lot.
Justin asked, "Are you in contact with the Yuma police?"
No, ma'am. I'm supposed to be getting. I was in contact with the Yuma detective, but I'm supposed to be waiting on someone to get back in contact with me because they said that they trying to get in contact with the investigator to try to get the case open back up. So I'm waiting on that now.
Okay, because we're seeing conflicting stories where they're saying that it's closed, and then they put out something official saying that it was never closed.
Yeah, because when I talked to the detective, I forgot Brascott or something like that. But when I had talked to him when I was up there in Tucson, Arizona, he told me that they did the investigation and they seen that it wasn't no foul play. But he kept telling us, like, just look at the police report, read the police report, like he want us to read it. And he said, get back in contact with him because, some things in the police report didn't sit right. So that's why he kept telling me, read the police report. Wait till you read the police report to get back with me. So he been basically telling me that he wanted me to go further with it. He want us to go further with it because you always can open the investigation back up. So because he been telling me some things that she didn't want to tell the police, that the police been asking her, and then in the police report they got a whole lot of things blanked out that's not
redacted,
not supposed to be released to the public eye.
Right. Yeah. Wow. So you want to know something? It's really crazy that you say that because last night we were on Justin's and I said, I have a feeling that this cop, the police officer that saw and documented everything, had come to some sort of, a realization or had an epiphany or something came to him and was like, you know what? I'm going to write down that I never saw the knife, that we never, because my first question was,
right.
All right, so rope was on the ground, but was rope hanging from the top? And was there rope on his neck? Why is that not in the police report?
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
so I said maybe, I said yes. So yesterday I'm like, you know what? Maybe this cop knows after he thought about it that this is a little tricky, a little bit of trickery. And yeah, I think that's what happens. I think that because they didn't spend a long time there. And I know that your ex-wife was very upset. Very upset.
I wasn't ever married before. That's
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know you weren't married.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay, so I know that Miss Letitia was very upset to find out that they were only there for 31 minutes.
Yes, exactly.
Here.
So
Go.
Down there, she wanted to come down there, but I told her that don't come down there because I heard from someone told me to say, well, your son might be supposed to be moving to go to another hospital, and they weren't going to tell us because she didn't. His wife didn't want us to know, but she was going to have him and whatnot. So I told his mother, there ain't no sense of you coming down here if you leave down there, because she didn't want to come down there, but I told her just to wait, because if she would have flew all the way down there, and then she wouldn't have even been able to see him if he would have left, like he already had left. So I told her just to be patient and just wait till I get back in contact with her. And the good thing she didn't came because she had not got moved to another hospital.
Wow. Hold on.
why do you think she's moving your son?
Hold on.
Because you don't want nobody.
So,
Mommy, you can press this mic button.
hush. So people are attacking, let me say this, Miss Letitia for not going, because I remember WOACD had mentioned that Miss Letitia didn't come with Marvon's father. But I see now why Marvon's father did what he did. Due to the fact that Dre was moving the way that she was moving. She was moving Marvon because of the fact that she didn't want nobody to see him. She wanted him to be all by himself, stuck in misery with her. Welcome in, everybody. Make sure you press the like, please. And why? My question is, if all this is coming out, why are you guys attacking the mother? If the child is being moved from place to place, she has to get a lawyer to negotiate. That's my thing. She had to get a lawyer to negotiate to see her own son that she pushed up out of her. Let me just keep it real. And y'all want to attack, even though she put him up for adoption, she had him at 14, 15. Hell, what the hell she gonna do with a child at 14, 15? Let me just continue. Okay, so what we're listening to is Marvon Sr. He is giving his encounter of what happened in Tucson when he went to see his sons 3 weeks after Andrea showing him all on social media. Like, the parents found out their son was in the hospital on social media. And I feel like that is very tacky. She didn't even have the decency to call the parents and say, and let them know, hey, your son tried to allegedly unalive himself. Hey, you need to come see him, or you need to pray for him. If y'all not able to come, she didn't even have the decency to say that. But you want to sit up here and go against the mother, go against the father, and talk down on the mother and father for their past when they're sitting here trying to be there for their son, and he's being moved around like a hot potato because she's trying to cover up what she did to their son. But y'all worried about some money when they actually need help. The family actually need help. And y'all sitting here taking your money back, listening to somebody that is clout chasing just like the rest of us. She's just changing it up the clout. That's all. She clout chasing just like the rest of us. She's just changing how she's putting out the check clout. That's all. is, let me say this. We, in order to have a platform, we have to bring things to the forefront. Let me just keep it. We as content creators, we bring content to you guys that can be appealing, that is trending, or sometimes even though it may help our platform, but it is some real genuine people out here in this world like me. I believe Molly is being genuine. I believe Justice and LB. They haven't turned against the family. They haven't talked down on the family. And people talking about they want to keep tabs on these people and how they donate and stuff like that. You can. This is the father's Cash App, Winners 1970. Since we listening to him, and Letitia is Letitia. I think it's Letitia Bias. Or you can give to the GoFundMe. And I'll drop that link in a second. But my thing is, you just mad because you're not the one they're speaking to, because they don't like how you move. That's all what it is. Sometimes people don't, the way some content creators go about reaching out to the family, they move and agendas be so wrong. And that what makes the family not want to deal with them. Straight up. Some people just sit around and get attached to the family, and then once the family don't do what they want them to do, like WOACB, then you want to put out all their personal business and bash them and do this reason why I do this and reason why I do that. That has nothing to do. This family is in need. People ain't making. Do you know we're living in a recession right now? Exactly. Because people do move funny. People do move funny. And especially content creators that want to hop on a story, give their 500, and then once it don't come out to what they feel like, hey, you know what I'm saying, you getting too personal in my business, then you get mad because they don't want to give you all their business. Who are you? You are no one. You're not a reporter. You're a commentary person like me. You ain't went to school for no damn journalism. Let me listen to Mr. Marvon.
Somebody be in contact with me because that was telling a lot of people that his family didn't care about him. But when I got down there, me and my wife got down there, I know she was surprised he must see me there because she looked like she seen a ghost when she seen me. Yeah. So she want everybody to think that my son don't have nobody that care about him, but my son was trying to get down here to see us because I talked to him on the telephone. I used to call him like every weekend. I used to talk to him on the telephone, and he say, "Pops, whenever I get me a ride to get my RV down here, we gonna come down there." So all of a sudden, this happened. So I ain't no rocket scientist, but I could put two and two together because they see. It was like he was trying to leave to come down here. She didn't want him to come down here to see his family because he came down here in a while anyway. But we just used to talk to him on the telephone. And I see my grandson like one time, and that when he had first brought him down here when he first was born.
Wow. Did he ever express to you any problems in their relationship when you would talk to him on the weekends? Like, did he ever hint that there was any issues?
By her being older than he is, it was like she was trying to dominate him, and he was like, I could have seen it in him that he was trying to explain to me, but she was always around, and some situation that happened to him personally that she made him do himself, that she could have got herself fixed, but he did it. So because he said so. I don't know. I couldn't. He didn't want me to let his mother know, but I told his mother. But it hurted me when he did that, though.
And are you referencing?
He was down there showing me his son.
Are you referencing? He had a vasectomy, right? Did he have a vasectomy? And did he not want? Because he only had one child. Most men.
Yes. Yes.
don't want to get a vasectomy after just one child. And that was her idea.
Yes. That was
Okay.
because I asked him, I said, well, why didn't you just let her go get her tubes or something? That was her third child, and you only got one, and y'all might not be together for that long. And he said, well, Pops, she asked me to do it, so I just went on ahead and did it.
He
I was disappointed, but he's his own man. He's a grown man, so he made his decision.
He definitely seemed like the type, because I wasn't a follower of them before, but going back and watching all the videos, he definitely seemed like the type that would just do things to please her. If she said, hey, you do this, he would say, okay. And, you know, maybe if he didn't even want to, he would do it, you know, just to make her happy.
Definitely.
Do you currently have an attorney?
No, ma'am, not yet.
No.
I do not. We're trying, though. We're trying because, you know, I'm trying to get someone from like the Father Among Men. You know, I've been telling him about it, and he said that he has a friend that is a lawyer, and he was going to get back in contact with me also. So he said it would probably be this week that he get back in contact with me. So I'm just waiting to see if that's going to happen.
Wow. Yeah, you definitely need some representation with something like this. It makes my head explode trying to understand this lady and how it could get from, you know, so many people loved and adored her at one point, and they fell in love with this little family. And all of a sudden, like, you see, you know, this morphing of different people and the anger and her frustration and her confusion. And she does like confessional videos where she believes that there's something wrong with her. But she also does videos, I don't know if you've seen them, where she basically tries to manipulate a situation by causing an argument with Marvon to see how far he'll go.
Yes.
Wow.
She be trying to make him explode.
Was he violent?
Ma'am?
Was he violent?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No?
He never was. He really don't. He's quiet. He's quiet.
That's what I took from him, that he was very kind of laid back, reserved, quiet. Someone asked a really good question a while ago. Let me find it. Oh, if you could say anything to Dre, like if you could ask her any question or say anything to her, what would you say to her?
I would just ask her if she would just release anything that the doctors or anybody can tell me that I need to know about my son. And I want to really know what happened. That's what I really want to know, what happened and why.
Yeah.
We do too.
Right. You know, a lot of people will say, well, that's not how it works. You know, when you go to the hospital, if you're not able, if the doctor can't tell you what's going on with you, they're going to tell your next of kin, which is your spouse, more than likely. And I understand that, and I think we all understand that. The thing about it is in most cases, your spouse.
It has me a little confused because I know I'm his father, but I know that's his wife, but I don't know how she can have this. I just don't know why they can still have this, like the full, like she can have the say so over him, even in that position where he is in now. I don't know how she can have the full say so about what he wants, if he would want us to know what really happened or not, or if he want the doctor to release information to us or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like more of a moral thing.
Right. Most cases, Most cases, the wife would say, that's his dad. I'm giving you permission to tell him whatever you're going to tell me. You know, every time I had babies, you know, the doctor would come in and ask, you know, my mom and dad to step out to talk to just me and my husband. And I'm like, no, they can stay in here. Anything you're going to tell me, they can hear as well. So I always gave them permission because I wanted my parents to be able to hear, you know, what the doctor was going to tell me. And why, it's, you know, we know how it works, but it's just a courtesy that, I mean, y'all are his parents. You know, I feel like Marvon would want y'all to know this information. He would not want y'all sitting where y'all are at, miles away, not knowing what's going on from day to day with him. I think he would want y'all to be able to know what's happening. And I think she's going against what he would want.
Okay.
And this right here is a picture of me and my son and my daughter and my granddaughter. I don't know if y'all got to see it.
Yes.
That was before he had went to Marines. And he never was catching seizures or nothing at all because of Marines. That you in there, he was catching
Right.
and stuff like that. But
Right.
after he got with her, he started catching seizures just as well as they say that. So.
Does he, someone asked this question in the chat as well, but when you were there, and I think from my understanding is if you're in a coma, you can't have seizures, but I'll go ahead and ask anyways. Did he ever have any seizures at the hospital when you were there?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. He
Okay.
never had a seizure in the hospital. I was there. And, they wouldn't tell me if he did or not.
Right.
Wow.
Because I was supposed to, the hospital, the social worker told me that the hospital would, they got a lawyer or somebody that could have given me some advice on how to get information about how he's doing it. And I kept getting in contact with her and getting in contact with her, and they never called me back. While I was down there to the Fisher House, they never called me back. I kept leaving messages and asking the doctor to go get them, and nobody would give me no information on why she wouldn't call me back.
Like a patient advocacy?
Yes.
That's what it was? Caseworker? Yeah.
You would have talked to her, but when I talked to the head lady in charge, she wouldn't give me one, and she told me that they got a hospital lawyer, and she gave me her number, and I kept calling and leaving messages on the answer machine, but she never called me back when I was down there.
I would think that the hospital would see her doing certain things. I spoke to a friend of mine that's a nurse, and they said when they see, like, if this was her in this case, and she saw Dre doing the things that she was doing on lives, like, talking about spitting in her hands and wiping it on him and stuff like that, the hospital has a right to remove that person as, like, the person over the decision making. Like, they can say, we don't even think you're capable of making the decisions based off what we see you doing in here. So from my understanding, I think they have a right to do that.
Yeah,
and I would have this.
They say she got power of attorney because I went to the police station down there in Tucson when I was down there, and I've been asking questions, trying to get a police report and trying to ask them questions. They told me she got power of attorney, so nothing they can do. They asked me where it happened at, and they looked it up and said, well, it happened in Yuma, so you have to get in contact with the Yuma police in order to get all this information. So that's how I got the information, because I had to get in contact with Yuma.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's very sad that you had to go through all of that just to figure out what happened to your son. That's how you found out he was in the hospital, was through social media, right? That's how you found out he was even in the hospital?
Yeah. But, and I'm also waiting on one of his, because I had talked to someone, and they told me that one of his friends that he was in the Marines with was supposed to get back in contact with me. And I want to hear from his perspective of what was going on while he was in the Marine and everything too.
Yeah.
They say he was medically discharged because of his knee, so I just want to talk to him to see if he was end up having any problem with his wife. If my son ever told him that he was having any problem with his wife.
Right. Yeah, because he more than likely would have confided in someone that he was in the military with.
Yes.
Now, did you ever get to meet Raza? I heard Miss
Who's the
Lisa
baby?
She never got to meet Raza. But did you, Raza?
Raza?
Yeah. The baby.
The baby. Von's baby, Raza.
My grandson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You met him when he was a baby.
I got to meet him around about 6 years ago. That's when he was first been born almost. Well, he was about 1 year old when I got to meet him, because my son came down here. Him and Drea, they came down here to me and my wife's house when we were staying on the other side of town. So they came down here. That's the last time that I've seen my grandson or seen my son.
Okay.
But I was talking to him though on the telephone, because for some apparent reason he couldn't come down here. What, I don't know.
6 years ago. Wow.
Well, she was clearly making it difficult, it would seem, for him to go anywhere.
Yes.
I'm sorry, y'all. I was on mute. Yes, Reese Cup. The family found out not Reese, Philly girl. The family found out that the okay, well, let me let you come up here right quick, y'all. Because I just want to ask her a question as a nurse, what it would be some of the things you would have done. You had to be at work at 11. So come on up here, we y'all. Let's pause this for a second. Because getting lucky in Kentucky, I want to ask you some questions. Like as a nurse, that what would you would do in this situation? Since you, because I really want to know. Because I'll pause this for a second because I really want a nurse's perspective of being in a hospital and someone spitting on a patient, wanting the patient to have vegan tube feeding. I ain't never heard of nothing like that. Um, but once you pop in, I'll let you in. But I definitely want to say that this woman, she claimed that she was so afraid of this family, but I feel like the family should be afraid of her because she's unpredictable. She basically Marvon was in a um domestic violence situation, y'all. I do believe that. Thank you, Lucky, in Kentucky. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah, I think everybody.
Listen, I've been a nurse since 2006,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen some questionable things before, but I have never seen nothing like this, number one.
Are you guys mandated reporters? Like, if something's going on with the patient or something like that, do y'all advocate for the patient?
We do. So the first steps would be like, it's kind of like abuse. So anytime that you see, you're actually required, like you can actually lose your job if
Mm-hmm.
you don't take the following the proper steps to like report and document abuse.
Wow.
Because yeah, so with the whole like, but then if they didn't witness it or anything like that, but if she had it all on social media, like a lot of us, I mean, we probably would have been seeing it we're at work, right? So,
Right.
and I'm pretty sure she got that like fake nice thing going on,
Uh huh.
but you can see right through that. Like to me, as a nurse, I would have been able to see right through it. I would have been suspicious. And especially like, and then number one, I think somebody said that they caught her putting things in this tube feeding.
Uh huh.
That would have been strike. No, ma'am, you would have been gone right then and there because I can't verify what it is that you've put in here. It could have been anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's to me the hospital, the first one that he was at when she was doing all these things. I don't see how that she got away with doing it, and then I don't see how she got away with even moving him because they should have been contacting Adult Protective Services at that point because he's
Oh, so
incapacitated.
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm gonna let you talk. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's okay. Because if he's incapacitated at that point and he's unable to make decisions for himself, so he can't advocate for himself. And if you see that the person that's there supposed to be advocating for him or being his, point of contact, and they're the ones that you suspect the abuse on, they shouldn't even never let him be moved with her or let
Wow.
her even move him out that hospital.
So he should have never been moved from the VA hospital.
No. They should have gotten Adult Protective Services involved right then and there. once she started putting stuff up in his tube, they couldn't verify what it was and stuff like no. Then
That's
that's
alleged, but I don't know how true that is. But I do know that she wanted him to have vegan too. Like the man, basically, they said his head was sinking in. That's how much weight he lost sitting in the hospital and not being fed. And
that is horrible.
And I'm like, y'all didn't report that? Like,
and then too, another thing too, like that's up on the hospital as well. Like a person can only have so much control over a person's care when okay, so if you're going to be on, if you're having this person on life support and you're doing everything it's going to take to save this person's life, I don't see how she got away with it, because why did they let her decide how much feeding that he was going to get? Like that should have been up to the dietitians to make sure that he was getting a healthy amount to, sustain himself. So to me, that hospital a little shady, if you ask me, because it should have never got to the point to where he wasn't getting enough food in the hospital via his feeding tube to make him, lose weight that rapidly. And like they were talking to her about it, like at this point, you can revoke a person's rights, or you can revoke a person's decisions in the care of a person to save that person's life. So when she was talking about, no, she don't want him to get that much food, or like, no, they could have revoked that and be like, no, this is what he's going to get, because this is what is needed and required to maintain the nutrients that he needs to keep him alive, which that's what you're trying to do, correct? Are you trying to keep him alive or not, ma'am? It don't make sense. I feel like that it should have been stopped. Like, I don't think that, like, if they would have done the proper things, and then they better be careful too, because the family can actually, go after the hospitals for that. Because, like, why are you even allowing this lady to move him around like that? And why are you allowing the decisions to be made of that scale to potentially cause more harm when he's in here on life support trying to be saved?
Right. She's not saying that the wife doesn't have every right to make a decision. She's saying when the wife is making decisions that could be detrimental to his health, then it's time for the hospital to step in.
Exactly.
And say, hey, ma'am, if you want your husband to live, we have to do everything possible for him to get better.
Yeah, there has been plenty of times that we had to override a family's decision or decisions, or, kind of like in order to make sure that the patient is getting properly the thing. Because this lady is not a doctor, okay? She's not a nurse. She don't work nowhere in the healthcare field. So, you might want something, or you might think that something sounds good, or you might think that you know something, but like you don't know. So I've done it plenty of times. Like, the doctor would be like, no, this is what's ordered and this is what it is. Period. So I don't see how I got that far in the hospital either. I really don't.
So what would your first thing, let me ask you this, if you like how they're saying that the rope, like the rope marks around his neck, would as someone as a nurse, would you automatically think this was a S situation, or would you think the kind of side-eye that?
I would have side-eyed it, because based on the condition that his body looked laying up in that hospital, like up in there, like I would be like, dang, how did he even get the strength to put himself, you know what I mean? Like he was very malnourished, very malnourished. And you can even see that in the videos and stuff. And like, it's like, I would have been suspicious. And that's why I understand like that hospital. And I understand like it's a lot going on, and we do miss some things at the hospitals and stuff. I mean, because we're always busy, we're always understaffed, we're always short. So, I mean, sometimes things can go unnoticed, but I really take my job very, very seriously. I'm very attentive. I'm very I advocate for the people there. So I would have been side-eyed as soon as he rolled up in there. And then you can feel, as a nurse, for me, I got a good way of feeling people's energy out. I would have already known something was up with her. You can just tell by people's, because you interact with family members all day. You interact, and you can feel when you're interacting with somebody that ain't right. You can feel it. I've been there. I've seen it. You can feel it. You can feel it. I would have been on high alert. And anytime that she would have been in that room, if I was his nurse, I would have been right in there with her ass. looking. Time for me to go. Yeah, I need to get a set of vitals. No, ma'am, not on my watch. I would have been right there.
You ain't gonna put no saliva on him today.
Man, I would have been right up in there.
So what would
You
you
can
would
just
have thought as a nurse, walking in and seeing her put saliva on him and
I would
saliva
have called
on
I would have called the police. That's assault.
Oh,
And then plus that's assault. And then plus too, with all the we got the COVID stuff going on. You already have to be in there masked up, gowned up, stuff like that. Why would you think that it would be okay for you to rub saliva on somebody when that's exactly how COVID is you know what I'm saying? No, ma'am. Assault. I'm calling the police. Because it's like you're intentionally, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're intentionally trying to cause harm, because if they have you in here with all this gear on, his immune system is already compromised, right? So now you're going to rub.
right. Cause I'm gonna be honest, cause she told Miss Letitia them when she had these gowns and stuff on. You're breaking up. I can't hear you. You saying something?
No, I had accidentally got clicked off on something, but can you hear me now?
Yeah, now what you were saying, finish that up so we can finish the rest of what you had.
No, I was saying that, yeah, I said that's like intentionally, like you're intentionally endangering him, because if you are, as a precaution, you have to wear all this gear. You have to wear the mask, the gloves, the gowns, and everything like that just to even enter the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you mean to tell me that if we're taking all these precautions because his immune system is already compromised, so now you're going to, number one, you have to remove your mask off, and then you actually gonna rub saliva on somebody? Like, that is, girl, that's assault. That's assault.
Wow.
I
Cause
just,
like, go ahead. I'm sorry, cause I was just
I
gonna ask
just,
him.
I wish I was his nurse, because I promise you, he would have never left that hospital. He would have been right there. Like, I would have done everything I could have done to make sure that she, number one, got her visitation revoked. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like that you that right there should have been enough for them to revoke visitation.
But see, she put that all on social media. I don't know if they were paying attention to Marvon like that. I can't really say that.
They probably wasn't.
But as you know, but for her to, my thing is she told the family or the mother that she wasn't allowing visitation because he was at high risk and all that. But you putting saliva on him, and he's high risk of catching whatever, and his immune system is weak. But you're putting saliva on him,
girl. That lady, she pure evil, honey. She is pure evil, and I just really hope that justice is served.
Yes. Let me ask you another question. Like when, when she came to you and said, "Hey, I don't want the parents up in here," um, because they are like she wanted let me take it back. She wanted the parents. She didn't want the parents in there, and she asked you to give the documents. Is there documents showing that this is a public place and that anybody can come to see a patient?
Well, I have actually seen it to where we have had patients to where we're not even allowed to put their names on anything, or we have to use like a false name, because they are like, it could be somebody's mother, siblings, or something like that. But if somebody is documented of like causing harm to a person before or something like that, or if they're like involved in a domestic violence issue, then even if it is like their parents or their spouse of any kind, there can be things put in place to say that this person cannot have any visitors besides for A, B, and C. So she probably spent that story there. Of course she did, is the reason why. But like, I guess they probably got really suspicious on her movement and the way she moved, and that's the reason why that daddy was able to see him. Because to be honest with you, I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you very well.
Yeah, I got a call. But to be honest with you, the reason why that they probably allowed him to come in is because of the way that she was moving. Because technically, if she had all those things in place, for nobody to be able to see him but her and have a code in order to get information and all that other stuff. That is a thing. But they probably just went with their gut and just made up a whole rule right then and there to say that nobody, they have the right to allow any kind of visits. But that's technically not true. That's technically not true. So I'm thinking that it was because of the way that she was moving is why they allowed the father to see him in the first place.
Wow. So so she can really deny the visitation.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Mom.
Yeah.
So maybe they made the decision because, yeah, you're right, because the way she was moving.
Yeah. I think so.
Wow.
I really think so.
I didn't, I don't know nothing about hospital protocol. So if a family is in this situation where the power of attorney is not allowing the family to see the patient, what do you guys do?
It just probably depends on like the circumstances and the situations. Like I said, I think that hospital made like a quick call to be like, like something ain't right with this chick. So we're just going to go ahead and override that now. As far as them providing any information, of course, they cannot provide any information. But technically, they were not supposed to let the family see him, technically, if you want to be technical about it.
So it's saying, and so the representation is needed is for. You're right. The representation was like, so yeah, that's true. So what you just verified they did need representation for
Mm-hmm.
to see Vaughn.
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
Because technically, I mean, she had all her little stuff together, honey, to make sure that nobody went up there to see him.
Wow. And see, they're sitting up here saying that the mother was lying, and that made me so angry. They were saying that the mother was lying, using the money towards her own needs, but obviously she used it for the right reason because she wanted
Because
to.
she was able to, yep, exactly.
And see, that's why I said without a crystal ball, you need to shut your damn mouth.
It's going to be a long, drawn thing. And I really feel bad, but like, and I hate to say this though, I would have been on high alert anyway when it be coming to like interracial couples and stuff like that. I really do, because I'm just gonna keep it to myself. This is I'm just gonna keep it to myself. But I've seen a lot of stuff to where they don't be right sometimes, and they don't be having their spouse's best interest in mind.
Wow.
It's usually a motive like about some money, getting money, or stuff like that. But I'm just gonna keep that opinion to myself, and that's just anecdotal information, like stuff that I've observed through my years and time.
And the nurse, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I would have already been on high alert from that when they walked in, just judging based off of that. I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean, I know it's not right, but I would have been on high alert already, just based off of that.
And then for him to allegedly S himself, and then seeing.
But then he had made that it was on a video that he said before, he was like, I would never do that to myself. He said it.
Right. So that lets you know, like, but see, she's trying to set this up as an S. At the hospital, I'm surprised because she did a video saying that she's a celebrity in the VA hospital, so they know who she is. People know who she is in Tucson. So,
but that's what I'm saying. I don't understand. I really don't understand, because it just seems to me that the hospital dropped the ball on it a little bit, a lot, really. And especially allowing her to move him out that facility and to keep on allowing visitations like that. Once you get some suspicions of a possible abuse, or like that, because that's abuse, it should have went a different way. Adult protective services should have been notified, and the immediate threat should have been neutralized, which was her. So she shouldn't have been able to even be coming up there no more. Period. But I mean, like I said, I know how it is in the healthcare field, and especially like she was probably trying to play a role of the I care so much. I'm so
Oh, honey, she had this phone, baby.
girl. Oh,
I'm like,
girl.
I could just throw my shoe at her. I was like, Lord, if you don't shut up.
She make my skin like crawl every time I hear her. I'm like, So you can tell something ain't right with her. Something ain't right with the chick. But I mean, like I said, I feel bad for him. But then I'll be like, dang, why did you let it get? Like, why are you like giving your autonomy up? Like, you're not even like at one point you just sit up her opening your mouth and she feeding you like a little bird. Like, why? Why? I don't understand.
I think
And then
because she, you know what I'm saying. We don't really know what was happening on behind the scenes, but she's a whole different level of crazy.
honey, I hope his ancestors start gathering around and doing their little just due to
I
baby.
like she is a whole different level of crazy. She probably tried to stab the man and everything allegedly. I'm just saying this is allegedly. She probably tried to do a lot to Marvon, and she manipulated him a lot.
And got
Gaslight.
him to the point to where he like all the stuff that she was feeding him, mixing all them herbs, giving him phenobarbital. Like what? I don't even understand like how she is not already up under the jail. You done sit up there and admitted to going across the border, smuggling drugs back in. You know what I mean? You're giving medication without a prescription that a prescription is required for, and you're not giving them no little stuff. You're giving them phenobarbital. You giving them all kind of stuff, mixing it with these herbs. Like, no, girl, She tried to keep him incapacitated, I believe, to where his decision making that's probably what it was. His decision making skills were off.
And so when he finally made the decision to want to leave, then
all of a sudden he is laying in the shed. And you know what? To be honest with you, though, I think her plan didn't work. I think that she thought that he was gone. I think that she thought that they wasn't going to be able to resuscitate him, but they brought him back.
And now she gotta play the role.
Clean up. She gotta clean it up. And that's exactly that's exactly what I think happened. She thought that she had, got rid of him, tried to play it up like a S word. And then when the EMS got there and they were able to resuscitate him and bring him back, she wasn't counting on that.
Child, she really was probably trying to get that keep that military money because they draw a decent income.
Yeah,
more than most some of us make now sitting on this live.
I really think that she thought that he wasn't going to be bought back.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Now she has to play this role. She has to play the role of loving, doting wife. Singing. I bet he want to hit her so hard, like, please get out my ear with that.
And you know that they can feel like you can hear, like you, girl. So it's just like she's torturing.
You think he was moving away from her?
Like, those could be involuntary responses, even if you don't have any kind of brain activity. Like, say for instance, if you like raise a person's hand a certain way, it'll involuntary move their head because of your nerves and stuff are connected to different places. It's probably just involuntary movement, really. But yeah, it was probably involuntary. But I can't. I just can't with that lady. Like. She disgusts me, and I really hope that she get what she deserved to get. And then I'm worried about them kids because she was giving the kids all that stuff.
Yeah, well, she has. Well, this coming up soon, child. She has a court with the biological father of the two girls. He filed for custody of the children. I don't know what's gonna happen to baby Roger, child.
That's what I'm saying.
Pray for Roger,
because then, like and I mean the Child Protective Services, like the what's it called? They ain't no better for foster care and stuff. If he has to go that route, if he gets taken away, Well,
she has a mother and a sister.
Hopefully. I wouldn't trust nobody in her damn family. No, ma'am. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. because I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know how involved her mother was in their life or whatnot, but nope, I wouldn't trust nobody in that family.
Well, it's going to be a fight for Miss Letitia then, because
Mm-hmm.
they don't, they don't have that relationship with Raza. Not because they don't want to have it. I honestly do
She
believe.
isolated them. Like, she
Right.
isolated them, you know, and that's gonna be scary for him because even as bad as she is, that's still his mother, and children have a connection with their moms.
Mm-hmm.
And he's too young to even probably know what's really going on.
He's 7. He's a smart boy. But you know, she does deserve to get what she deserves. She get.
I hope she do too. I really
Because,
do. But then, like, I'll be like, dang, because sometimes you just see it in that. I mean, because of the situation,
mm-hmm.
sometimes justice ain't served for you know.
Well, all thing that we can do is fight and pray, and
Mm-hmm.
God continue to put his story out. But it's just him waking up. Like,
Yeah.
he wake
I
up.
hope he do wake up so he can tell what happened. And if he do wake up, is he gonna even remember?
Right. And he might end up going right back to her, and she doing it right to him all over again.
Hmm.
Jesus.
Ah, who Lord. I don't know. I really don't. It's a very unfortunate situation. Like, I really, when I saw the story, you got to, and then I'm like, all these people, she on live doing all this stuff, and nobody thought to call. But then I guess it came out later that people were actually calling.
The
Uh,
VA.
yeah, they were calling places, and I know somebody called and did a wellness check because it was a video that Molly had did to where when she had went to her little paparazzi thing, somebody
Mm-hmm.
called Child Protective Services and said her kids was there by themselves. So
Wow.
I'm guessing people were calling, but it's just this story right here. It's sad, it's sickening, it's disgusting, and it lets you know what kind of people are actually out here in this world.
It is. You have to be careful who you line yourself with and who you marry and all that. That's why I
And
say
his
you have
mama
to be careful.
when she came up, if when she came up to visit the mom when they first met and stuff like that, and when she didn't go in or even interact with that would have been a red flag for me right there
You
as a
didn't
man.
interact with the family.
No,
I missed that. It must have been
that was a
taken.
video. When she first met I think it was on Paris Milan's channel. When
Okay.
she first went up there to meet the family and stuff, she didn't get out the car.
What? Now,
That
hold on.
that would have
You
been a red flag for me right there as a
Miss
husband.
Letitia had a right to feel the way she did when she said, "I don't know if that's
Exactly.
your wife."
Mm-hmm. Because if you planning on marrying this person, anybody with the intentions in the right place, you are
Uh,
definitely going to want to meet the man's family.
exactly.
You want to see where he come from, what he about. You know what I'm saying? Meet the family. You didn't even get out the car.
She might have thought she was too good, but I don't believe it.
She was hiding her intentions because women, especially black women, we can see that stuff.
right.
She
That's
probably was like knew. She probably knew her intentions wasn't right.
and that is so jacked up that
Mm-hmm.
she, child, she didn't get out the car to meet the family.
She
So
did
the
not get
family
out the car.
the family could think she's any kind of way. Then that means the
Exactly.
family thinks, you know what I'm saying? How are we gonna get to know you if you sit in the car acting like you're too good?
And that's exactly why that Letitia probably felt the way she felt about her, like, because any person that's trying to marry somebody and entwine their lives together, and you don't even want to get out the car,
Mm-hmm.
that's a red flag right there. And she probably was like, "Don't even go through with it." But of course, you know how they get; they be struck.
Uh-huh.
They be struck, honey. You can't tell them nothing. You cannot
Oh,
tell them nothing.
let's see what Donna wrote. Donna, if he comes out the hospital, he's going to need intense rehabilitation. Do you see Andrea as that kind of wife to support her husband? Nope. She gonna be with
No,
him every move. He can't even go to therapy in peace because she right there trying to make sure that nobody get next to him or nobody convince him to leave her ass.
that is, and if you got to do all of that just to be with somebody, you got to attend therapy sessions to make it through the next day. dealing
I
with
ain't
that.
got
You should
I
have
ain't got
been
time to
gone.
be picking up no grown man like that. Baby, if you gonna be with
No.
her, do your thing.
And that should have been a red flag for him that something wasn't right with her, as how that she was trying to control every aspect of his life,
Mm-hmm.
every aspect of it. And it ain't no way that any man that I know would allow me to sit up here and just have all the damn money, all of it. I don't, girl, who?
Ain't no way. In a way. In a way.
No, it don't. I mean, that's why I said,
Right.
like, when they be getting with other people, other women, other types of women that are not us, the way they move is totally different. Like, they allow more things
Mm-hmm.
to, that they would never allow with any of us.
Right.
They wouldn't. Well, I'm gonna have to get off of here, girl, because I'm gonna jump in the shower. It was nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna listen in the back end, honey, while
All
I'm
right.
at
Well,
work.
thank you so much. I'm gonna try to finish up this video and then get off. But thank you so much for answering those clarifying questions for us.
No problem. And by the way, I love your channel. I've already subscribed, honey.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, y'all. Let's finish this up. If anybody else want to come on, we'll come on after we finish this video. Let's finish this out. I know that Molly talk to him another maybe 10, 15 more minutes. And we're gonna listen to it. So hold on just a second.
How do you feel about these things that are coming out about your son being denied his own money and his phone being taken away? I'm sorry, I gotta ask.
Yeah, that's just another blow. I don't know if she was in it for the money to try to. I don't know. I just hope that when it all come out, they just put a freeze on this money and don't do nothing with it until they really get to the bottom of it. That's all.
Wow. I'm actually just praying that those children are being taken care of right now.
Yes, me too. And I hope they ain't got them kids with her no more. I don't know.
Yeah. We don't know where they're at. We don't know what's going on. Nothing.
Yes,
So,
I don't neither. I have no clue. I have no clue. And I know I think when I was to the hospital one time and I've been trying to talk to Terrell, because I told my wife I was going back in there and talk to her because she was in the waiting room. But I didn't know she was recording me that time either. So I asked her what's going on, why she won't let me come in and talk to my son. She said she really ain't going to speak to me because she'd rather somebody be present before she speak to me. And I heard my grandson in the background. He was like talking, and he wasn't talking to me, he was talking to his mama. Because we call him Therese. He named after me because my middle name's Therese, so he named after me. My son named him after me.
that's why you were confused with the Raza?
Yeah, that's why I was confused with
Yeah,
Raza because
that was their nickname for Taraz, Raza.
yeah, we call him Therese.
Okay.
That's a unique name. I like that name.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, there's rumors going around that they're trying to serve her with some papers for a court date. I don't know how much truth there is to that. I know that there was rumors that CPS was heavily involved. I don't know.
That's what one person down there, one of the nurses, she told me that CPS need to get involved. We need to try to get CPS involved, and CPS and APS,
Adult Protective Services. Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes.
This is big news.
Yes.
I didn't even know that existed.
Keep talking, sir. The more you talk, the more questions that we've had. You're like filling in. Just tell us just keep talking. We're not going to interrupt you. Keep telling us about, please, what you know from what you saw and physically saw and heard and was told.
What I physically saw in her,
Yeah.
I just seen something that didn't look right. She didn't look right when I seen her. It's like she lost a lot of weight and she don't look the same like that I know her from 6 years ago. It seemed like some complications going on with her. She don't seem like herself. It don't seem like she herself. And it feels like she is hiding a lot of stuff from me and his mother.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot going on with her that she is hiding, don't want us to know.
What about when you were in the VA hospital? Like what you saw, like what did you observe on your own? Like what were your questions? What were your concerns? Did anything seem off? Because what you just said by saying that, you know, in the hospital, they said, you know, CPS and Adult Protective Services may want to get involved with that. That's a hint. That's a hint. By them telling you, take a look at that police report, that's a hint.
Yeah, that was a hint right there when they told me to take a look. When the detective kept telling me, man, just go ahead and look at the police report and get back with me and then go from there. Because when he been telling me about all the blanks, so he told me that some of the stuff was going to be marked out the police report anyway. So I was looking forward to that. So it's a lot that they're going. And he said that in the police report, it said that when police asked her certain questions, she tried to make the timeline seem different than what it was.
Oh, so the story changed.
Yes. When the policeman asked the questions, she tried to make the timeline different.
Oh, that's
weird.
Yes.
The whole time she was saying that she was like right there behind him, following him.
I don't even know.
You gonna follow him someplace. It shouldn't have been enough time for him to do nothing like that to himself. So
that's what I said. That's what I said. Even like on one of the audios where he's like trying to leave, and it sounds like he goes like out maybe to the garage or something, and she follows right behind him.
Yeah. She needs to sit there and watch something like that. Come on, that's crazy.
Yeah, if they were arguing, I don't think she wouldn't have trailed right behind him to keep talking. Like I know women like that. I mean, I can be like that sometimes when me and my husband are arguing and he thinks he's gonna walk up. I'm like, hold up, I'm not done. You know what I'm saying? And I'll follow him, or he'll do it to me sometimes. And she definitely seemed like that type that would do that. And we heard her do it on other recordings, continue to follow him when he was just trying to get away from the situation. So that's what I said. She said he was out there for maybe 20 or 30 minutes. Did she really let him walk out there and give him 20 or 30 minutes to himself before she went out there?
Yeah, exactly. It's just crazy how her story is, how she's putting her story together. But she just telling on herself all the stuff that she's been putting on social media and all of that. Yeah, she not told on herself. So that's enough said right there.
Mm-hmm. What did you see the video where she was talking about going across the border to get like certain medication? Did you see that?
No, because my son is in Atlanta, so he is really good with computers because he stay home and works on his computers all. That's how he do his job. And you know, he followed her. So he the one told me. He said, you need they doing some kind of investigation on her because she going across the border back and forth and getting illegal drugs, and said that they found Xanax and kratom or whatever the name of the drug is.
Right.
And all that. Hey, so he the one told me about it.
Okay. I was shocked that she would even do that on a live stream. You know, to bring that up on a live stream, that's what they were doing, because I would feel like that could get them in trouble. They have kids and they're on a live stream, you know, and she's mentioning these things about them going across the border and doing something illegal. That in itself, I feel like could cause CPS to investigate her as a mother.
Excuse me for a minute, because I can't see y'all right now.
Oh.
Okay.
You can't see me?
Yeah. No, ma'am. This seems like somebody is on the other line or something. Hold on just a minute.
Oh, yeah. There, I got you.
There you go.
Okay.
Yes, but my son been the one telling me about that because I be calling him in Atlanta and I be talking to him and he up on that stuff and all.
Wow.
Yeah, because he told me that they was trying to open an investigation on her about going across the border and all that. Because it's something like this here happened with her other boyfriend or something. I don't know if it was a boyfriend or husband. I don't know, but I found something like that. I think my son told me a while ago that she been had a boyfriend or something like that before, and they've been going through it like that before. So I've been warning him about it, So, yeah, I got it.
Wow, that's interesting that she did this with her last boyfriend as well.
Yeah, they said they were having complicated problems too with each other.
Mm-hmm. From what you
Cash App, yes, Mickey Forrester. I do believe that Wynette and Mr. Jackson here do have a PayPal. Do you guys have a PayPal?
I don't know. My wife do all that day. I don't.
Okay.
I think my wife do. I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she do.
Yeah, I have the Cash App up here. If anybody's willing to throw a couple bucks in a donation to help you guys get back out there.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll continuously be doing fundraising as we all go live and putting that up for you guys.
Yes, ma'am. And we appreciate everything y'all are doing for us, y'all and the viewers. So we appreciate everything.
Well, we're praying very hard for y'all. I couldn't imagine being in y'all's position. I couldn't imagine being in y'all's position and my son's spouse giving me information and keeping me updated, let alone being in y'all's position and Dre not giving y'all information. I told Miss Letitia this. I said, y'all are miles away and y'all can't even get a daily update. Y'all are sitting there probably every day wondering, I wonder what's happening today. I wonder if he's any better today. I wonder if he's any worse today.
Right.
And I've been praying for peace for y'all. That's what I've been praying for the family, that God gives y'all, peace over the situation, because y'all aren't able to find this information out. So I couldn't imagine what y'all are going through with everything. And, I know y'all are going through this and then there's stuff on the internet. So I've just been praying really hard for the family. And I know y'all got a lot of people praying for y'all, and I hope y'all feel it. I hope y'all feeling our prayers. And I hope that, we see Vaughn come out of this.
I have a question for someone in the chat. Ms. Southern Belle, I need facts and receipts. These are all assumptions and allegations. Who are you, ma'am? May I ask?
There's a reason he don't have any facts and receipts, is because he's not giving information. If he was given information from Dre or the doctors, he would know more. But that's a part of the problem, and that's why we're here publicly speaking, because this Vaughn's parents are not getting information. So all we have right now is what he sees when he's at the hospital, what Miss Letitia seen when she was at the hospital. That's all we have. That's all we have right now.
Yeah. So Miss Southern Belle, not for nothing, but we're just trying to get help. The facts come from the family.
Yes,
please.
If I had any information, I would release it, but I couldn't get no information. I tried to get information. They got she put a family pass up. Dre put a family pass that no information, that she said no information was to be released. She didn't even want us seeing my son. So I'm glad of that they came to agreement that we had to see our son. She couldn't stop that, but she could have stopped us from getting any kind of information. So far as the information go, we can't get no information from the doctor, but God at least bless us to let us see him so we can see what's going on with him face to face.
It's natural. It's natural for a parent to be concerned about their child. And you want to know something? I'm listening to this and it's so upsetting, because this really is this is a tragedy. It's a travesty. It's shocking. It's inhumane. Everything that we're seeing is so polarizing for us to kind of digest. And I know that I was told about you that you're a very hard worker and that you have to travel with your work, and that
Yes, ma'am.
that you do great work, and I commend you for that. And so I know you don't see all these videos, but a lot of people that followed Andrea were recording for years. They were holding on to this stuff for years. So we come across new things every single day, and we're just like, you've got to be kidding me. So on top of this conglomerate of different videos that are coming out, which are very incriminating, which are very suspicious, you know, it's like, and the only person that knows the truth is her, who personally, I can't trust her, because I don't understand her, because she shows so many layers of personality. Sometimes she's fun, sometimes she's screaming, she's threatening, she's demanding, she's controlling, and the makeup, the wigs, and I'm just like, it's like being on a roller coaster. And all we ever wanted was for her to be kind to Miss Letitia, to be kind to this family. And the way that she treated you and your wife when you drove that whole way, that broke everyone's heart. Everyone's heart. Like the first time we played it, because I never knew who Andrea was. I never knew. But what happened was there was these Facebook groups that were contacting a multitude of different YouTubers, and no one was getting back with them. And then it just, at first, I wasn't going to get back with them either about the story. But then I went up to my room, and I got another person saying, you got to look into this. When I started watching these videos, I was up for 5.5 hours just going like this. And my first live was at 6:30 in the morning. And I haven't left it since, because it's unreal. This is unreal. And it's so impossible. It's draining emotionally. It's there's nothing good coming out of it. You know, the only thing that we can pray for is that Von's family, his whole family, gets to see him and pray over him. And a miracle would be for him to be able to open his eyes, start talking, and get the physical rehabilitation to get his life back. I mean, we're praying for miracles. We really, really are. And I want you to know that. But there's so many layers to this story. I think that's why people are just really going, you know, I know you don't see it because you work a lot, but there's a lot of questions and a lot of concern for the children, for your family, just so many questions and concerns. So I just want to say that this is going to be, in my opinion, this is going to be a long journey, and it's going to be a very tough and emotional journey. And anything that I can do to help you guys, trust me, I'm going to do it. And so are my friends, and so are the members and my patrons. Will help you any way that we possibly can. But you do have to prepare yourself, because I do believe that this is going to be much, much bigger, especially because I do know for a fact that the press knows about this story.
Yeah.
Yes.
And one of the biggest in true crime is just a phone call away from me. And he actually sent me a text in the middle of the night and said to me, Marissa, is there an update on Marvon Jackson, McCray? And he said, is he still in a coma? He said, we cannot pick this up. We can't stop talking about it until either there's somehow, you know,
an arrest or something.
Yes, like no speculation. They can't. But I know that when they jump, you're gonna have to be prepared because people are gonna, reporters are gonna be, just
Yeah, I
and
understand because
yes.
I never thought that this would have hit directly at home because I used to watch TV and the crime stories and First 48 and all that all the time. Yeah. But I never thought that it would literally hit my house, hit my son like that.
No one ever does. Just remember, no one ever wakes. Like my mom always said when I was 17, she said, do you think that the people that die think when they get up in the morning that they're going to die today? And that stayed with me for 30 years.
I tell my daughter that. She just started driving. She started driving this year and she always wants to go somewhere. And I'm very, I'm like, I don't want to let her leave the house. And she's like, you got to let me leave the house. And I'm like, I'm always worried if you leave the house, you're going to get in a wreck or something. And she says, I'm not going to get in a wreck. I'm not going to get in a wreck. And I said, it would be an accident. Accidents happen every day and they take the lives of many people,
His wife is Wynette. So if you're looking at the Cash App, it says winners 1970. If it comes up as Wynette Jackson, that's his wife.
Somebody was asked, there's a lot of comments were asking about Baby Seal. What was that comment? I saw it many, 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 many times. Was it a code word?
All right, y'all. So that's, if y'all want to listen to the rest of it, I go to Molly Go Lightly and listen to the rest of that interview. But we got to the gist of it all. I'm just gonna say it's just so much that Andrea probably has done. Chris says, as a pediatric critical care nurse, I pay attention to the interaction of my patient, family members, friends, and parents. Okay. So nurses do pay attention to that. So I don't know what type of nurses is at the VA, child. They need to be side-eyed for sure. But I am glad that Marvon Sr. was able to see his son, Miss Letitia, got to see Marvon. Now it's praying time that, he opened his eyes, or may God will be done, whatever it is over his life. At this point, no one knows what's going on with him because only person that knows that is Dre. And I know a lot of people say, well, if Molly Go Lightly, she would have never said anything, then we would have had updates on Vaughn. But let me say this, man. Somebody laying in a coma, man. Nobody need to be plastered on social media for clout with someone laying behind them on a ventilator, dying, possibly, and trying to cover up BS or cover up what they have done. I'd rather not see it. Nobody want to see someone sitting there laying on a ventilator withering away. And being the parents, only way the parents will know something is social media. What if you was a parent? How would you feel? You have a child and let me get your ass off here, child. Block. Block. For using timeout. All that. But how would you feel if you was a parent and you'd have pushed a child out and your wife's spouse, your son's spouse, tell them on social, so tell you, not give you a phone call, the courtesy of a phone call, but give you found out on social media. That's sickening and sad, and I honestly do believe that. So, y'all, that's all I have for tonight. Y'all, I definitely want to let you guys know that I'm going to do a live, right? I am going to do a live on Is this? Have you guys heard of? I think Michelle Blair. Her name is Michelle Blair. This is how you spell her name. I'll put it on. I am. This is an old story, guys, but I want to investigate this story and talk about it. I'll probably do it Friday. Michelle Blair, she was the mother that killed her two children and put them in a deep freezer. And the only way that they knew that the children were gone was she um when she got evicted from the hospital. And tomorrow we're going to talk about this young boy that adoptive parents possibly killed him. Um, I had seen that story out, and I had seen it in a group, and I've been meaning to put that story out. So I'm gonna switch gears and get back into that. I know y'all like Monica, you got a lot going on. I know. We're gonna get to it, y'all. I'm gonna do an update as much as I possibly can. If you don't know what CBG News is, guys, it's celebrity breaking gossip news. That's what it is. So I talk about more than um, just different stuff. I talk about everything. Um, the little boy name is Troy Kohler. He was 7 years old, and he was found in a washing machine, dead, and we don't know why. But we're gonna investigate. I'm gonna investigate that more tomorrow, y'all. Make sure y'all tune in. I'm gonna try. My son has football practice, and we have. It's gonna be about 9 o'clock. I'm gonna be live at 9 Wednesday. Thursday I may take a break, and Friday I'll come to you guys by 7:30. I ain't got school or nothing, so I may have to change my time again, y'all, because school, football, and dance is gonna take over my life. So y'all have a good night, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow. And make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you.